Da da da. What? Da da da. I'm tired. Da da da. It's like 4 a.m. Da da da. Design with me. Da. Oh yeah. Check out my shorts, you guys, because we are a fashion channel, and I design my shorts. Long fashion content is coming soon. Don't worry. But da da da. Tap in. All right, I'm done. My song is over. Bye. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, you guys. For all of my new subscribers, join the Haras Doll team. Haras Dolls, we have a time over here, don't we? Put it in the comments if we have a time over here. But for all my returning Haras Dolls, the ones that are my day ones, the ones that have joined the community already, we are here with another podcast style edition. Is it a story time? I'm going to be talking about proximity and how it has related to a lot of the story times and the drama that I've been a part of. So I might throw in a few stories. So let's just call it call it a girl chat or a girl talk, okay? Period. In other news, do I have any news? So if you're not here for the updates, fast forward 5 minutes. I'm about to give my Haras Dolls a few updates. So dolls, the raffle has been a long time coming, and I have finally situated all of my website troubleshooting. So it's only right that we launch the first raffle on Black Friday, okay? And we're gonna run that raffle until my birthday. I will announce the winners on my birthday because I also want to give something special back. My birthday is around Christmas time, so I want to do something special for one of my subscribers or maybe a few subscribers. So check in line for Black Friday today. We're going to have $5 raffles going. We're going to have a few more raffles outside of the $5 raffle, and we're going to keep the raffle saga going because I have a lot of designs and stuff that I've made and stuff that I am making. Especially with this new project that I have coming out. And I just don't want you guys to just be looking at it. I want you guys to have an opportunity to have it. Because a lot of the times when I design, sometimes I don't even wear it. I just designed it. And no one wears it. And it just ends up in a garment bag on a rack. Taking dust. Well, not taking dust. The garment bag taking dust. Not the outfit. Okay? And second to last update. Because, I can't tell you guys everything. And not that I don't want to share everything with you guys. But believe it or not, you guys, believe it. Don't not believe it. Believe it. We have a lot of monitoring spirits here. I have a lot of monitoring spirits following me. I've had monitoring spirits following me my entire life. And I've always felt it and always knew it based on the things people do and say. But people actually tell me, like, hey, I've been monitoring you. And this is how I perceive you and this is how I perceive your life. I've been watching you. People have actually told me that. More than one person. So, and then comments that people make, that they're monitoring you. But nevertheless, a lot of stuff is just going to come out as it comes out. But my last update is the saga. Hater number 1 saga, we have a winner. You guys can still drop who you think hater number 1 is, but more than one person has already said the winner. And I kind of feel bad because it was a tough call. I didn't know it would be that tough for you guys to figure out who it was. But I have a lot of villains on this channel and I did not realize. It was when you guys were commenting and telling me, oh, I think it's this villain, I think it's that villain, that I was like, damn, I have so many villains. So it's only right that I gift more than one person. So for the people who guessed it right, as of now, like not moving forward, and once this video drop, everyone who guessed it right before this updated video will receive a prize as well, not just one person. I might not be doing that for all of them, but I felt like I should have done it here. And hopefully with more people receiving a gift, more people would be more inclined to comment and join in on the race. What, the race? No, join in on the riddle, the game, whatever it is. Hater number 1 will be announced in the hater number 2 video that is going to drop this upcoming week. And I will add it on my community tab so you guys will be fully aware of who the winners are. All right, let's get to it. Proximity. I've been wanting to have this conversation about proximity for a very long time because I feel like proximity is the number one the number one cause and reason to all the strife that I've had in my life surrounding other people. Regardless of who it was proximity. And the reason why I say that is because I'm an introvert. I'm a Capricorn. I'm not saying that all Capricorns are introverts, but me, myself, I'm an introvert, which means that I thrive in solitude. I like my alone time. I like my space. I'm not really a networker. I'm not really a talker, which is one of my weaknesses. It's hard for me to network. Had I knew how to network, I'd be very far in life. But I just do not like to communicate with people. Not for no reason and not for gain. I would just rather get it all out the mud myself. I do need to work on networking though, because it's definitely a skill that you need when it comes to marketing. And if I'm going to be in business, if I'm going to sell anything, I'm going to have to market it, which includes networking. So it's something I'm definitely working on. And it's something that you guys should also work on if you're in business or looking to be in business. Boom. Proximity. What's the definition of proximity? Let me find the exact definition of proximity so that we can wrap our head around this. Let me ask ChatGPT. GPT. Well, y'all be saying EB, ChatGPT, EBT, like ChatGPT. It's hard to get that P out, though. It should have been ChatGPT. All right, I'm done. I love ChatGPT. What is the definition of proximity? Okay, it's loading. Proximity means nearness or closeness in space, time, or relationship. Okay? Nearness or closeness in space, time, or relationship, which in other words is saying that someone being around you, whether that's physically or maybe, should I say virtually? Sometimes even virtually. Just someone being able to have access to you in some type of way is proximity. And the worst form of proximity is physical proximity, when you're physically in the same space and environment as someone else that you did not choose to be with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, dealing with proximity is hard because you can't help who you're around. You can, to a certain extent, if you're wealthy and you're rich and you're successful. And even then, sometimes you can't help the people that you're around, but you get to choose better. But when you're everyday folk like us in life, just trying to get through the trenches, you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to go out into the environment, you have to take public transportation, the supermarkets, etc., the malls. There's no rules that says that these people cannot have proximity to you. The only way you can remove proximity is if you isolate yourself and keep yourself at home. By yourself, live by yourself, don't even come out and see your neighbors. Okay, that's the only way that proximity really would work in your favor. Outside of that, you're going to have to be around people that you necessarily did not choose to be around. When you go to work, you don't choose your coworkers, the company does. When I think of work, especially when I think of corporate America, or not even corporate America, any work environment, it's literally a whole bunch of different ingredients that are thrown in to one bowl and they call it a salad. And that salad is expected to work and run and rip and run because it's a business. So sometimes you end up around people that would have never been around you, or you would have never been around them, you would have never chose them. It just, you end up around people that you don't choose. That's what I'm trying to say. You end up around people that you do not choose. So what happens once you actually end up around the people that you did not choose to be around initially? You are now granted the responsibility of protecting yourself and choosing those people and not letting them choose you. In my experience, each and every environment that I've been in where people have had proximity to me, they always have done this one thing where they choose me. Not only do they choose me, when they approach me, because my mom has instilled this sort of niceness, this niceness that I really hate that she kind of instilled in me. It has its benefits, and then it also doesn't. And the reason why I say this is because my younger sister, she's not nice. She's not going to do anything out of the niceness of her heart. She is very blunt, very straightforward. She is not nice. She's a Sagittarius too. And I think the reason why is because my mom really, she didn't instill those qualities in my sister, because by the time my sister was born, my mom was just a lot older, a lot more career focused and stuff. I don't think, and then my sister got kind of raised in Gen Z environment, so the streets kind of, I wouldn't say the streets raised her, but like her high school friends and her little friends, like she kind of got more intel from them versus me and my brother, who were older, and we're kind of raised side by side. We got like a different version of my mother, which came with a lot of niceness, and that niceness has been to my detriment. Not gonna lie. Sorry, Mom. I know you try to do something nice, but I'm gonna explain more. Hold on. And you guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that my mom instilling niceness in me was a bad thing. She didn't have bad intentions when she chose to raise me in that facet. What my mom failed to understand is that where she was raised and where we are raised, two completely different environments. My mom was raised in boarding school in the islands. They're very military style based, very God worshiping based, very, very high on principles. So her upbringing in a certain environment, and where we are raised in the inner city, New York City, crab in a barrel school system environment, we're in a dog eat dog world. We're in a dog eat dog world. Okay? I wanted to add MF in between that, but you guys know I'm not cursing anymore. It's like throwing a sheep into a pack of wolves, and you never want to be the sheep. When you live in an environment that's very crab in a barrel based, people take your kindness and your niceness as weakness. They don't take it as strength. Even though it is strength within the Bible, within God's term, because God says that you should walk as He does. You should forgive, you should love, treat people with care, no matter what. My mom used to tell me, somebody hit you, walk away. Don't hit them back. My mom's very Martin Luther. But my environment has made me Malcolm X. Okay? I'm very much Malcolm now. And don't get me wrong, being nice and being kind, it's not something, when I discuss it, like someone, for example, one of my subscribers mentioned that I was their favorite mean girl. And I understood what they meant. Meaning, I don't take nothing cold. I don't take no ish. I'm very stern. I have become very stern with myself, with my boundaries, and with people. And there are exceptions. Nothing is ever spoken at 100% radius. There are people who I am nice and I am kind to, exceptionally nice and exceptionally kind to, but those are people who have earned a position in my life. They have earned that niceness. They have earned that kindness. There are a lot of people who walk into your life and feel entitled to it, feel deserving of it, feel like it's theirs to take. You can't walk into someone's life and choose them, but people do that a lot. And a lot of times people will come at you and you will think that they're singing your graces and they're giving you your flowers. Whole time they have their own intentions. And those intentions are personal gains. Those intentions don't even have anything to do with you. That's why when you're forced into proximity with certain people and you cannot help the people that you're approximated with, if that's even a word, it is now your responsibility to not allow them to choose you, but for you to do the choosing. You have to choose the people that are in your life. And the reason why I ended up in a lot of the situations that I have been in is because I didn't choose them. I allowed them to choose me. I've come into proximity with a lot of people that are inspiring, that I admire. And I had to learn how to stay in my lane. One thing I've experienced in life is that people would literally try to pick me up like a piece of shiny object on a shelf in a store and just put in their bag. Not even understanding or realizing that I'm a whole human being with my own desires, my own life, my own wants and needs that have absolutely nothing to do with you. So the fact that you think that you can just enter my life because we're in proximity of each other and just take whatever it is that you want from me without my permission is insane to me. That's why when I've come across people that I've admired or liked qualities of them, or they inspired me in certain ways, I knew how to stay in my place. Just because we're at a fashion show together doesn't make that person my peer. Doesn't make that person entitled to give me a response or relationship or anything. That person doesn't owe me anything. And a lot of the times people feel like proximity is entitlement. I'm here, I'm near you. So whatever it is that I want or desire from you, I get to have. I get to come in and take. And that's what's so dangerous about proximity. And that's the reason why a lot of wealthy people, they don't put themselves in proximity to a lot of people in the public. They have all these private parties, these private events. They choose who they want to be around. That's why I never get offended. I've been places and met people, and yeah, they're a little standoffish, but they don't know me. Not only do they not know me, they don't owe me anything. Just because I'm in their space and they're in mine and we're in proximity of each other doesn't mean that we are peers and that now I'm entitled to a relationship, a conversation, anything with this person. And the whole thing about my mom instilling niceness in me is because I have been raised where I feel like, okay, well, I'm in proximity of someone. They obviously are desiring to speak to me, communicate with me, connect with me in a certain way. I'll be nice to them. Not even taking into consideration that this is not somebody that I'm choosing to be around or I want anything from or I'm choosing as my friend. This is someone who's choosing me. And a lot of the times what happens is when I'm nice or I'm just being kind, I find myself ending up in these awkward situations and relationships that I never wanted, never went after. How many situations on this channel have we spoken about where I'm in proximity to someone and now I'm in a whole messed up situation because I was just nice? Now this person literally felt so entitled to me in my life just because of proximity, because we're in the same environment. And being freaking nice. You pair proximity with niceness and people are gonna dump their truck all over you. I remember a time where I was working at a spot. I was working at this club. And like I said, I like to try to work on my networking skills. But the club that I was working at, a lot of my coworkers are not girls that I would hang out with every day. We don't have the same type of wants, desires. You know, we don't relate that well. The men are not men that I want to date. So I'm not seeking friendships and I'm not seeking relationships. I'm only here for work. I'm only here to do business. I'm only here to figure out if I can build certain business relationships where I can earn income and whatever. We both earn income. It's a one hand wash the other. Those are my intentions. But because you're in proximity to people, they automatically feel entitled to you, right? So I'm in a spot, I'm working, and there's a guy who's a promoter who always comes in and he promotes for certain nights. And I usually work those nights. So he meets me, he introduces himself. I'm trying to network, I introduce myself. He says, hey, I also do events at this location if you ever wanted to come and work here. And I'm like, oh, I definitely want to work here because I have heard about the spot and it has good clientele. It's a vibe. So I give him my social media so that we can connect. He comes to my social media, he visits it. He develops whatever he think it is in his head because now he writes me and says, hey, I have a business proposition for you. Let me know if I can have your number so I can give you a call so we can talk about it. Against my better judgment, I give him my number. He immediately calls me, but he's asking me how my day is. He's having this real flirty, nonchalant conversation, and it's not about business. I kept having to relay it back to business. Conversation ends. Then the next night at 3:30 something in the morning, my phone's ringing. It rang once. I'm like, who the hell would be calling me at this time? Because anyone calling me at this time must have an emergency, because no one calls me at this hour. No one. So I'm just like, and everyone that's important to me, I am aware of where they are, or I'm in their presence. So I'm just confused. When I check my phone, I see it's the promoter. And this is like 3:30 on like a freaking Wednesday morning, like night. I don't answer. Automatically they text back like, hey, what you doing? I was livid. I was very upset. I felt very disrespected. Because what type of relationship do you feel like we built for you to feel like you can have the access to me to even do something like that? You don't know anything about me. You don't even know my real name. You don't know anything about me. You don't know my life. You don't know my relationships. You don't know who I live with. You don't pay my phone bill. And you have the audacity, after I just met you a few days ago, gave you my information to talk about business. We have yet to speak about business, but I didn't want to be rude. I was being nice. I was being polite. And I figured you would explain yourself as time goes on. I was giving you opportunity. Because people like to get to know people they get in business with. But sir, you're completely inappropriate right now. And it's proximity that made you feel comfortable with doing something like that. My proximity and my niceness that made you feel comfortable doing something like that. Imagine I had a boyfriend and I was laid up with my boyfriend and my phone is ringing off the hook and a text message pops up right after, hey, what you doing? Imagine that. Imagine TF that. That's not insane, y'all. But this is what proximity and niceness does. I gave him proximity to me when I gave him my direct number. I gave him proximity, and then I was nice to him. So it didn't matter that I only met you a few days ago. It didn't matter that we don't know each other. It didn't matter that you and I don't have any type of relationship that would make you even do something like this. It didn't matter. He had proximity. And I was nice. My relationship with coworkers that have went down the drain. Being nice and not leaving things at work position, not checking people. You guys know Clingy. Clingy was in proximity to me, and she wasn't somebody that would ever... None of the people, most of the people that I've had issues with, things develop because of proximity and niceness. Even Mon Clown. When I look back, I'm like, damn, I never chose these people. Never did. I would see Mon Clown and walk straight past her. Literally, the only reason why we came in conversation with each other is because I saw her from the back and thought she was somebody else. Mind you, she told me that we've seen each other before many times, and I don't recall. Proximity. Niceness. Changes everything. It puts people in your space that you would never choose to be in your space. And then things take a life of their own if you don't even understand how to have boundaries with these people. And that's one thing about people that abuse proximity hate. They hate boundaries. They hate to see it coming. When I told that man, how dare you call me at this time? What would make you inclined to even do something like that? Oh, well, I was just checking in. Checking in on what? I had to check his ass. And he was upset. He said I was disrespectful. He told me I was rude. Can you imagine that? Look what happened to Selena and Yolanda. Yolanda was a fan who got into proximity of Selena, who's a superstar, an artist, talented, beautiful woman. She got into proximity with her. Selena was nice to her. She forced herself into that woman's life, and she destroyed it. And the worst thing about people who seek proximity to you, the absolute worst thing about it, you guys, is that once you set boundaries with them, they hate you. Once they aren't able to have access to you in the manners that they want to and gain from you in the ways that they want to, they hate you for it. As if you owe them something. As if you gave them a check that they can't cash. As if they earned a position in your life because of proximity and you just being nice to them. It's like you sign a contract. Once you are nice to people who are just in proximity to you that desire something from you. That's why it's best to just be a mean girl right off the hinges. Not even a mean girl. It's best to just be stern. And proximity is not a bad thing. It's the way people use proximity and niceness. Some of my best relationships were developed through proximity and niceness. But both parties understood respect for themselves and respect for others. If you come into proximity to somebody, you guys are nice with each other, you allow that relationship to grow on its own. Because if it's going to grow, if it's in God's will, it will. Nothing's going to stop it. It's that forcing that shows your intentions. Because why are you forcing yourself on me? Why are you rushing the process? Why all of a sudden we're best friends now? You can't get enough of me. What were you doing before we met? And that's one thing that used to annoy me with these people that I've had issues with. We're in proximity to each other. I meet you. I'm nice to you. And now all of a sudden I'm your end all be all. I'm the person you want to communicate with all the time, daily. I'm the person you want to know everything about. I'm the person who has to help you and guide you through life. I'm the person. What were you doing your whole 2-3 decades before we met? What exactly were you doing? Because why am I your answer now? That's weird. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Because that has been a common trait in people who abuse their proximity. Because now you are they go-to. They're number one. That's weird. That's off-putting. That's a problem. Because now you're not about to come and overwhelm me or my life. You're not about to come and intrude on my life. What the hell you think this is? One time this guy, literally you guys, I was in college. Freshman year of college. This is 2011, y'all. Y'all understand how long ago this was. It's over 10 years ago. And I met this guy. I was young. I was timid. I was shy. I was coming into my blossoming. Meet this guy. He was working for a shipping company. I think FedEx or something. He used to ship to my school. And I used to have lunch right by the loading dock. And because everybody smokes on campus, smokes cigarettes. So the loading dock was like, oddly enough, was one of the only places that you weren't finding cigarette smoke everywhere. So I used to sit there to have lunch around the same time he delivered, and we met. We went on a few dates. And honestly, y'all, I don't even know why him and I stopped speaking. But thinking about who I was back then and at what stage in my life I was, I'm pretty sure he was the one who broke it off maybe with me. We probably just went on like maybe 2 or 3 dates, nothing serious. But I'm pretty sure he was the one who made the decision, because around that time, I centered men. I was so happy to finally be getting some type of male attention, and he was a very good looking guy. He was older too, and I would have never fumbled that. I just don't remember what happened. But I didn't even have the gall back then to even tell somebody about themselves or tell them to hit the road jack. So I just knew it wasn't me. I don't remember. I smoke a lot of ganja too, so there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember. I'm trying to remember a lot of stuff to like give y'all story times, because a lot of things have happened, but I gotta wait until the ganja simmer down sometimes. But nevertheless, I don't remember all the details. But fast forward, sometime last year, I was working at this club, and I knew that he lived in this area, but like I said, I don't even remember him. Don't even remember him. So, I don't know. He must have seen me working. He definitely didn't approach me. I definitely didn't recognize him, because I end up getting a message on Instagram one day. And they're like, hey, the only reason I even responded is because I get a lot of DMs and I don't respond to many. I look at the first couple of words and kind of like skim past it. But this person said my name, and a lot of people don't know my name. Like, you guys know my name. People I meet personally know my name, but like not a lot of people know my name. Like, a lot of people call me Haras, right? So I get a DM that says, hey Sarah, whatever. So I open it, and he's just like, hey, I'm not sure if you remember me, but like we dated like a few years ago. Not a few, over 10 years ago, like reaching like 2 decades. And I saw you the other night at this party, and I didn't know if you recognized me, because I was right in your face. Like, basically, he said I served him, and I didn't say anything, so he didn't want to interrupt me, because we're at a party, it's loud. So to try to like, he probably just didn't want me to like say I don't remember you. And I honestly, for a minute, I didn't. Like, I went to the profile, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't remember this person. But then when he started to explain more about like my school and where we met, I'm like, oh, now I remember. But the memory's still foggy. Nevertheless, I'm like, oh, okay, hey, whatever. And he's just like, yeah, I've kind of been following you all these years. I've just been a silent follower, just stayed in contact with you, whatever. Like I said, I've always had the same Instagram, like since Instagram started. I just never wanted to write you, because I just, didn't want to whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But then it's like, I just said, okay, that's nice. Hope you're well, whatever. And just kept it pushing. But then he started to write me over and over and over again, to the point where it's kind of like he was talking to himself. Like, he was writing stuff about like wanting to do business with me, and he think I'm so talented and whatever, and all this stuff. And then if he could take me out on a date, just a whole bunch of hoopla. But he was talking to himself for like a good week. And then one day he commented under my post, and he commented something like, oh, I'm not no simp ass ninja, so if that's how you gonna move, cool. And I'm like, if y'all could see my face, I wish I was on camera right now, because if you could see the disgust on my face, because this is what proximity does. He had no access or proximity to me since we stopped dating or whatever it was all those years ago. He could follow my Instagram, watch me virtually, but there was no way that he can see me in person. So he never even made an effort to even come my way with anything. But because he saw me working somewhere, because he mentioned it, oh, where you were working, I live right down the street or whatever. In his head now, it's like, oh, I now have proximity to her. So I'm going to tell her everything I want from her, everything I desire from her. And yeah, She better get all that shit to me. He even said something like, when I was reading the messages, like, that he was talking to himself, like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'm not no regular guy, like, we dated already. So, sir, you're not entitled to me. I don't care if we went on 50 dates. I don't care if we got married and had kids. You're not entitled to me. And the audacity of you to even be speaking to me this way. You don't know anything about me. You don't know if I have children. You don't know if I'm married with a husband. You don't know. I don't have any attentions for you, sir. So the fact that you feel like you could just waltz into my space and in my life and feel like you have all these intentions for me is crazy. Then I blocked him after I seen the comment because I was so irritated. But I didn't even want to get myself worked up because for what? I don't owe you anything, not even a F you. I don't owe you nothing, Nathaniel. Block him. And do you understand? Do you understand what this guy does next? The next time I work there again, I see him. And now I recognize him. And he's there and he's trying to intimidate me. He's talking to the owner, telling the owner, oh, tell her you know me. Tell her we're childhood friends because she acting like this and she... And that's what happens, you guys. Proximity, access, make people feel not only entitled to you, but make them feel like they have some type of control over you. Now, when you set boundaries with people who are entitled to your proximity, to the access to you, when you set boundaries with them, they're going to retaliate against you. Like Yolanda did Selena. Like Clingy did me when she went and pressed charges on me. She came underneath my YouTube comments threatening me, her and her boyfriend and her sister, and then took my YouTube video and went to the cops to press charges on me. After I quit the job, after she tried to get me fired, because I didn't want to be her friend. Because she felt like because we worked in the same place, I owed her a friendship. She was entitled to it. She had access to me, and how dare me. That's the problem with proximity. People have this how dare you mentality about it. I'm here. I'm in your face. Why can't I get what I want from you or out of you? How dare you tell me no? We're here. We're together. We're in the same space. I have access to you. What do you mean no? That is their thought process. Very narc behavior. A lot of people have these narcissistic tendencies and qualities that they don't even know about themselves. Because if you walk into anyone's life and you feel like something in their life or their life is for the taking, you're a narcissist. Because no, how dare you feel entitled to anything of me that I did not offer you? I didn't offer that guy a friendship, a relationship, a business relationship. I didn't offer him anything. I wasn't even looking for you. Almost 20 years have gone by and I didn't even know your name anymore. I didn't even know how you looked. I served you and didn't even know who you were, which means I was not looking for you, sir. Had no intentions of finding or discovering you. You the one who had kept my Instagram. Don't even know your name, your Instagram name, nothing. I don't know anything about you. You kept all that information. You have intentions. You have desires, not me. Now, how is that my problem? Because I'm not entitled to give that to you. I decide who I want in my life, and I decide what I want to give to people. You don't get it because you have proximity to me. And that's why I wanted to speak about proximity so bad, because if I think about a lot of the situations and the villains that I've covered in these story times, a lot of this would have never started had I not given these people proximity to me. And that's the reason why I respect people who have been standoffish with me when I try to be nice to them because I'm in proximity to them and I admire them, or they're amazing, they're doing great things, and they were standoffish. I never was upset about it because that's how dangerous proximity is. Because proximity brings about hate. You give someone proximity to you, and then you set boundaries or you reject them, and it's game over. It's game over. Do you know what he ended up, first of all, he ended up annoying me the entire night, distracting me at work to the point I got annoyed and frustrated, waited for me outside when I was leaving. And the last thing that he had to say, followed me to my car, and the last thing he said to me was, I know everybody here, so if you don't want to talk to me, you might as well not come back here. Oh, so now I'm a target. Oh, okay. Now you think you can control my money, my bag. Same with Clingy. I politely told her that I did not want a personal friendship with her. I politely explained to her, I don't know you. I've only known you for 3 months. I was nice to you, but we're not friends. And I think that you think that we are friends and you're pushing past my personal boundaries. So I would like this to please maintain a workplace co-worker relationship. I don't even want it to exceed that. I go into work the next day. I say good morning. You don't even answer me back. And we're in a professional setting. You're giving me the evil eye. You're leaving me out of the meetings. You're writing me up at work for shit that we all do, everybody do. Now I'm getting written up for being 5 minutes late, using your authority figure and title to exempt revenge on me. Why? Because I don't want to be your friend? Because I don't want a personal relationship with you? Because you feel like we work together and you have access and proximity to me that I owe you that? End up quitting my job because you were going to get me fired anyways. And then you come to my personal social medias to attack me. And you don't even come alone. You come with a gang. Because people like that are weak. They can never do anything by themselves. They always need a posse. You come with a gang to attack me as if I did anything to anyone, as if I did anything to all of you guys. You come to attack me. I tell you about yourself, I block you. You realize you've lost all access because now not only can you not access me at work, you can't access me on social media. So now you go and you try to press charges on me. The same person in my comments telling me that you can find out where I live through the work data system. And that's why that company has a lawsuit coming. Been in the works. The fact that you felt like you could do that and then go to the cops about me. Just because you lost all access to me because that's what you wanted so badly. Proximity gives access and niceness gives them the entrance. That's how you should not do it. That's why that mean girl personality, I'm going to hold it. I'm probably a villain in some people's lives, but I'm going to be that mean girl. Because how dare you feel like you can just waltz into my life, intrude into my space, decide what you want of me, and you have no regard for me, my wants and desires, and what I have going on. That is so selfish, it's so entitled, and it's so weird. And that's why I don't like proximity. That's why a lot of times when I go anywhere, I'm mute. I'm mute because it's so scary to give people proximity to you. Because the second you open up your mouth and you're nice to somebody, boom, there's the entrance. And then once you set boundaries, boom, there's the hatred. So I'd rather not even open the gate at all. You can just see me. But you're not getting a conversation out of me. You're not getting nothing but a hello. How are you doing? I'm well, thank you. That's it. A lot of the times when you even do that, people think that's an entrance. I had this one neighbor. I was living somewhere for years. He came to live there near me, next door. And our driveways are shared. Not shared, but like way the driveway entrance, you know how New York City houses are, like they're like kind of like stuck together. So like his house is stuck with my driveway, and my driveway is stuck with my house. So kind of like that. I would sit down and study and just do things on my porch all day on the weekends and stuff. Have my dog walk out, like play in the yard or whatever. And I only would sit out there for my dog so that he can play in the yard, and I have to supervise him because he gets stolen. And my backyard at the time had a lot of crops, so I didn't want him back there peeing and, you know, defecating on all the crops. So I just put him in the front yard. And this guy, one day he came in and introduced himself. Hey, how are you? I'm your neighbor. I just moved in. Oh, I'm like, hey, how are you? Well, I'm so-and-so. Welcome to the neighborhood. Then every day after that, the conversations would prolong. Then he would just kind of just sit right adjacent to me, like where his yard is and mine, and just continue to stare at me and continue conversations, continue. To the point where I became uncomfortable. Now, every time I came out and my dog would bark, it's like that was a signal for him. He knew I was outside. He would just come. It was like clockwork. It made me very uncomfortable. Then one day he came and asked if he can come over there and sit next to me. And I told him no. I told him I'm actually busy right now, too. He's like, oh, well, you're just playing games on your iPad. Mind you, I was studying on my iPad. I was in school at the time. Don't even know what I'm doing. Just in proximity to me and feel like they have so much access and control. Literally tries to open my gate and come inside, and I told him he better not or I will call the cops on him. And immediately when I said that, it was like a switch. He was so offended. He was so offended because he didn't understand why I would jump to the cops, because I literally told you, do not enter my gate. And you literally felt like because you had proximity to me and because I was nice, that you can do that after I told you no. So what, I got to tell you no two, three more times as you enter, or I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, the end result. And the end result was going to be the cops, because you're going to get trespassed from this property. I don't care if you live next door. You can't come here on this property. From that day on, that man hated me, terrorized the hell out of me until he moved out. When I tell you that was one day in the future, I'm going to give y'all a story time on that, because I'm not even going to give y'all too much here, but that situation got out of hand and got crazy to the point where this man was throwing glass in my yard. I was finding he used to drink Heinekens and Coronas and cigarettes. And mind you, I grew flowers and my dog would run around in the yard. So my yard was well kept. After that incident happened, every single day I find cigarette butts, broken pieces of Heineken and Corona glass scattered all in my yard, like someone would just toss it in there. And I would always check back the cameras, but somebody tossing something in the dark, like shards of glass and cigarettes, you're not really going to catch that unless you really got top quality cameras zooming in, watching, you know what I'm saying? But I know it was him. And it happened every single day since that situation. And so much other stuff happened, but I blamed myself because the first time that he said hello to me and introduced himself as a neighbor, I should have just said, okay. And that's it. No conversation, no telling you how the neighborhood is, no telling you where the stores are, no telling you about the church over there. I shouldn't even have done all that, because all of that was proximity and access and niceness. And I gained nothing from it, because had I been a person who was absolutely strict with him off the rip, and he knew that, oh, this person, I can't even talk to them. They off the rip, they have a attitude, a chronic bitch face, like mean girl already. He would have never tried any of that he tried with me. That's what I'm saying a lot. Even Mon Clown. Mon Clown is a low quality girl. Very low quality. Not somebody that I would ever choose to hang out with. But I was nice to her because I don't like to judge people. Another thing that my mother instilled with me is judgment. Stop judging people, but it's necessary to judge people. If you do not judge people, you're going to end up in the vicinity of people that are not in the same playing field as you. Your team is going to be full of freaking low quality people. And how are you ever going to win the game If you're the smartest person in the room, that does not make any sense. You're not learning anything. Everyone is going to be leeching off of you. I want to be in rooms where I am the dumbest person because I need to learn from y'all. I need to grow. My environment needs to grow and pour back into me. That's where niceness is deserved. When you being poured into, people that I'm nice to pour into me. A lot of my subscribers, ask them. I send them gifts. I send them love. I talk to them all the time. Planning to give them stuff, planning stuff for them. They pour into me. That's where your niceness is deserved. It's not for people who come in for the taking. Because those be the same people who turn around, the people that force themselves on you and impose themselves on you. The second you set a boundary, then people are going to make your life a living hell. That has always been my experience. I was nice to Mon Clown. There were girls that, not even there were girls. One of my friends that met her once or twice told me, wow, Sarah, I didn't even know you guys were even that close, that you would even go on a trip with her. And I said, why you say that? She was just like, we don't hang out with girls like that. Like, she would, but that friend of mine, she's very stern. She's just like my sister. Her and my sister actually have the same birthday. They're both Sagittarius. Very stern, very upfront people. And she, right off the rip, was just like, nothing against Mon Clown. I don't know her. Like, she was saying, I don't know her to judge her, but girl, like, we don't hang out with those type of girls. Like, do you remember that you could see her pubic hairs outside of her bathing suit panty, and you can see this, and you can remember the shoes she was wearing? Like, if you realize that you kind of made her switch her style and you gave her a lot of stuff to wear, but do you remember what she looked like before? And I had to really sit back and notice, like, oh shit, she not lying. That's where I be fucking up at, that niceness. And not understanding that I need to play in the same league as my peers or as people that I want to level up with. I can't let people come in and choose me. And don't get me wrong, you guys, there are two sides to every coin. There have been times where I was in proximity to the right people, and the right decisions were made, the right connections were built, but that's when I chose them, and they chose me right back. We chose each other. Not only did we choose one another, we didn't force ourselves into the other person's lives. We let our relationship blossom on its own. We allowed that connection to build on its own. There are people that I've met in life that I never knew that we would even be friends this long. When I first laid eyes on them, I knew I liked the person. I knew they gave me good vibes, and I gave them good vibes right back. But we have blossomed a relationship in such a long time frame, and the relationship, the connection has been so patient and so understanding, and with time it just became something like family. There's friends that I consider more of my family than friends, but that happened over time, and we poured into each other over that course of time. This conversation is about people who, they just come in wanting. They come in desiring. They don't come in offering anything. Think about it. Out of all the villains that I've explained in this story, when have any one of them ever poured into me? They came to take. They came to destroy. They don't pour into me. Those are never their intentions. They just have this forced proximity, entitled behavior. I'm here. I'm around you. I like what I see. I want some of that. I need that. Give me some of that. I want that. I need that for me. And if you reject me, how dare you? I will make you pay. That's the cycle. And I know that many of you listening to this right now can think about a time or two or even three where you were in proximity of someone that you didn't choose to be in proximity to. They intruded in on you, intruded in on your life, forced themselves on you, and things ended up in chaos, or things weren't as pleasant as you would like it to be, or you felt uncomfortable. Drop it in the chat if you really come from where I'm coming from. Proximity has its advantages, but a lot of the times, if you do not play proximity correctly, you will end up in a dangerous situation. I've been in very dangerous situations. I have anxiety, PTSD, and trauma because I've allowed so much proximity to me at a young age, and people abused it. They abuse access to me. They still try to do it to this day. You give a guy a number to network and see if you can get hired somewhere, and they're calling your phone 2-3 times at 3 a.m, asking you what you're doing, like it's a booty call hour. Like, what, sir, what in your mind ever gave you, like, whatever made you so, I can't fathom it. I can't understand it. You're nice to a friend at work, and now she feels like she needs to know where you live and lay your head. Why? Why do you feel entitled to access to me? Now she wants to know your personal business, your personal life. Why? It's weird. It has to stop. It never will, though, but it needs to stop. And I'm just happy that I'm at a point in my life where, yeah, I do miss out on a lot of stuff because I'm so guarded and paranoid. But I'm not growing another gray hair. I'm not going to add stress into my life by not being able to control the proximity and how I deal with it around me. Do you know how distracting that has been for me and how distracting it is to be on your journey, to be headed somewhere, and you're being distracted because you're letting the wrong people on the bus ride? You're stopping at bus stops you have no business stopping at, and you're letting the wrong people that are not even equipped to go to your destination with you. People that couldn't even change a tire if the back wheel caught a flat. People that came on your bus to eat, monitor, and destroy. People that are on the bus hoping that you don't make it to your destination. People that just want to be on your bus for a free ride. Who has time for that? Do you know how distracting that is? I'm not disappointed. I'm about to say disappointed. I'm disappointed in my past self. I'm disappointed in my younger self. Do you know how much time? Do you understand how much time and opportunity I wasted? That I threw in the garbage and basura. I wasted it. Threw it away because I was distracted by people that came into my life to intrude, monitor, and destroy me. And I find myself using up all my energy to protect and defend myself after the mayhem has already happened, when that's something that I should have done before it even started. So I'll be the mean girl, but I'm going to protect the access that people has to me. I have to. You have to. Everyone doesn't get free access to you. I've worked places where men, literally, I told you, have tried to kiss me without permission, just went in for the kill. Tried to touch me inappropriately because I was in proximity. They didn't care about they didn't care about me, my comfortability, my permission, nothing. They had proximity to me, they had access to me, and they chose to do whatever it is that they wanted to do for themselves, for their gain. You're not no one else's gain. You got to choose. Anything that goes on with me, my person, my body, my belongings, my everything, whatever belongs to me, has to go through me first. I don't care what is it that you want. I don't even care if you're standing right next to me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't address me. How many times I would be on a public city train, MTA, New York City public train station, is not for the weak, especially not in the nighttime. You know how many times I happen to be on a train? Because getting to the city, because the area I live in is hard to get to the city by car. Sometimes so much traffic, so many highways and bridges to cross, that the train is easier. And people feel like you're on the train with me, and now I can disturb your peace. Now I can talk to you. Now I can come sit next to you. Now I can do this. I can. No. I then had to shut people. Why are you speaking to me? Oh, you don't got to be so rude. You don't have to speak to me. You could have asked my permission to speak to me, and I would have told you yes or no if I want to be spoken to. One time I told somebody that, they were like, what do you mean I got to ask your permission to speak to you? What do you mean you don't have to ask my permission to speak? What do you mean, sir? I don't know you. I don't owe you anything. You're not entitled to a conversation. You're not entitled to anything regarding me. Yeah, you do have to ask permission. Asking me if I ask you for permission. I do. I ask people for permission every day of the week. My favorite starter is, hey, can I ask you a question? I never start off with the question. If I want to give advice, hey, would you like a piece of advice? Can I give you a piece of advice? I give you the option. Hey, can I speak to you for a second? Hey, can I have a moment of your time? Hey, do you mind? Can I sit here? Hey, can I move this way? Hey, can I? That's how I move. I do ask for permission. I don't ever intrude, because I know how it feels to be intruded on. A lot of people don't have manners, and a lot of people are mentally, what my favorite girl like to say, mentally dwarfed. They haven't grown past a certain age. A whole bunch of kids in adult bodies navigating real adult systems and making a mockery out of life. Yes, you do have to ask my permission. Don't ever make somebody feel like they don't need your permission to do anything when it comes to you. Don't ever let nobody feel comfortable enough to do that. And don't ever make yourself feel uncomfortable for the satisfaction of somebody else. I used to do that to myself all the time. I used to be in the most uncomfortable situations just to please somebody when I'm in my people pleaser days. Me now, the second I feel uncomfortable, excuse me, you're making me uncomfortable. Can you please stop? Can you get away? Can you move? You're making me uncomfortable. I do not like this. No. I'm very straightforward, and people take that as rude all the time. But it's because people don't understand their rights in this world. And when I speak about rights, I don't talk about the legal man-made system. I talk about your right with God, your free will when it comes to God. God give you the free will to reject anybody, to reject, deny, all of that. That's my free will. So, yeah, no. Can you please stop doing this? I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. I'm not going to put myself or sit in a comfortable situation for nothing, not even money. Not unless I choose to. And if I choose to, it's because I've observed, I've learned, I've gathered the information that I needed to gather in regards to whatever situation I'm choosing to put myself in. And I'm ready to accept whatever comes with it. That's the only time I'm going to make myself uncomfortable, is when I chose to be uncomfortable for whatever gain it was that I wanted. But until I choose, ain't nothing choosing me. Ain't nothing coming into my life anymore and shaking the room. Absolutely not. Don't allow proximity to give the wrong people access into your life for all the wrong reasons. And I'm not saying be a prude like me. I want y'all to go out and live your life and enjoy yourselves. But I also want y'all to be safe and make the right decisions for you first and foremost. Not for nobody else, because guess what? If you can't make the right decision for yourself, you can't really help anybody else anyways. So start with you. Start right there with you, pour into yourself, and understand exactly what it is and who exactly you want in your life, in your environment, and in your space. But you guys, I talked y'all head enough, and this is not a story time, so I'm not going to make it 4 hours long about proximity. I could go on and give you guys more examples about how proximity bit me in the behind, but I'll probably just do another part to this. because I have a lot of like mini stories, like, you know, the story I just told y'all about the boy and the other guy, like just little stuff I can tell y'all about just being in proximity and the weird stuff people do. I probably have a proximity countdown, like the top 10 weird proximity relationships I ever had, like, or interactions, whatever, that never got too far. It was just weird with the way people just entitled themselves to me. Like, I have a whole bunch of those, so I'll probably do a compilation, right? But nevertheless, y'all, I want y'all to pour into yourselves. I want y'all to incorporate in the information I've given you guys the best way you'd want to in your life, okay? Just be on guard. Be observant. Read the room. Be safe. Anyways, y'all, Black Friday, this Friday, you guys, if y'all don't enter the raffle, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm lying. I mean, I'm gonna talk to y'all. But if y'all don't enter the raffle, y'all gonna disappoint me. And then I'm gonna make a video about y'all. No, I'm joking. I'm be like, my subscribers, they didn't even enter my $5 raffle. Yeah, I wanna fight. I wanna fight every subscriber. Run me. I need that. I need that from every one of y'all. Except for the ones that enter the raffle, but I need that. So if you don't enter the raffle, I'm gonna need that Haras doll. I'm gonna need that. You're gonna have to see me. I'm just joking. Everybody might not want the stuff that's raffling, but for those who do, I cannot wait to see you guys enter. And you guys, I'm expanding. I'm not just gonna be giving stuff that I'm trying to be all inclusive. So a lot of you guys want certain fashions and certain things from me, and I want to create an umbrella brand where I'm able to create things for all the markets, most of the markets, as many markets as I can tackle. So mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses, kisses, kisses to my Haras dolls. I love y'all. I send y'all so much love and prosperity. If I do not get to upload prior to Thanksgiving, I send you guys all holiday wishes for you and your family. If you're having Thanksgiving alone, just understand that you are in solitude with your God and you're never alone. And you better cook your ass off. You better sit down, enjoy that meal by your lonely, okay? And be thankful that you have life and health and a stove that you can get up and cook on, okay, my girl? And my guys, kind of there's guys here too. And everyone who's with family, I hope you guys have a great time. Enjoy yourselves. When y'all Black Friday shopping, save $5 for the raffle. Thank you very much. I'm lying. Oh yeah, you guys, my birthday's coming up, so I created a Amazon birthday wish list. So starting December 1st, I'm going to add my wish list in the bio, and I'm going to be promoting it on the videos. And if y'all love me, y'all shop from my birthday wish list and send me something cute. I put everything on there is cost efficient, except for one thing. I was like, I might have like one subscriber who want to kind of treat me like a wife and buy me this, but but everything else is very cost efficient. I know y'all got gifts to give everybody, but give your girl a gift. And save a hype for me. Y'all get 3 hypes a week. Save one for your girl, okay? Nevertheless, the raffle, my birthday wish list is coming up. I might do Vlogmas. If you guys want me to do Vlogmas, tell me what y'all want Vlogmas to surround. I was thinking I wanted to do a fashion-based Vlogmas mixed with a story time Vlogmas, mixed with like a come out and shop with me Vlogmas. Like, I wanted to kind of mix it all in, like, you know what I mean? So nevertheless, what else I have to say to y'all? I think that's it. Hairstyles, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias like Instagram. A lot of you guys have been tapping it with me, so I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys down. And if you're not going to do anything else, pour into yourself, Haras doll. There's nothing better than pouring into yourself. Pour into your motherfucking self, okay? And I will see you guys in the next video. I'm actually going to upload another video before Thanksgiving because I need to chop some stuff up with y'all. I'm not even going to lie. All right, we going to do that. See y'all soon. Bye. And remember, you guys, if you set a boundary and the person cannot respect it, they never had good intentions for you to begin with. That's a fact. Okay, I'm done now.